Welcome to the Red, White, U podcast here on this Friday with Americans head coach Steve Martinson. Let's start with the news of the day. Big trade yesterday for us, getting Colby McCauley back. I know he's always been one of your favorite players, and just by the way he plays the game, he is as tough as they come, but he can also put the puck in the net.
Well, that's what we really need is guys that just naturally get after loose pucks and forecheck and win battles for them. We've got plenty of puck carriers, we got plenty of goal scorers, but we don't have a lot of guys that naturally pursue, loose pucks and win battles for pucks and forecheck. And so that's what his strong suit is. And then obviously he can score and make plays. And, last year he was hurt before the playoffs, so he wasn't really 100%, but he's 100% now. Obviously he's rested. He's been off for a little bit, so he won't be in the lineup this weekend, but he'll be in the lineup after the weekend.
Love playing with lines and looking at, what might be. Do you already kind of have a vision where you want to see him? What line?
Well, I mean, he's going to play with somebody that needs help forechecking, and we got a couple of lines that, that need that. So I've got some things in mind, and, a lot of it depends on who's in the lineup and who's out. Like right now we got a couple of guys sick, and Lowen's got is kind of day to day, so he's not on the trip. So lineup's going to change a little bit tonight, but we got a good enough lineup to beat these guys. That's for sure.
Yeah. What a thrilling win the other night. I went back and looked at our overtime record, and I'm surprised with, Combs and Costello and Asachuk and all the guys who like to score those big goals that was only our second overtime win of the year.
Well, I mean, it's no secret. We have plenty of offense, but the defensive side of our game is something that's a continued battling that we have to work on. And 3-on-3, 3-on-3, if you're not defending, you don't have other players to cover for you. 5-on-5, usually there's 2 or 3, 4 mistakes before the puck ends up your net. When you're playing 3-on-3, if you lose your guy, if you don't defend your guy 1-on-1, they're getting a scoring chance. So, our Achilles heel has been our offensive players need to be better defensively. And to me, that's the reason our overtime record is what it is.
We played a team the other night. Obviously those guys, they made a couple deals here at the deadline and getting some younger players in, and a lot of those guys are fighting for jobs. At this time of year, you have some teams for whatever reason go one way and it seems like they're just ready to start playing golf. And then you have others where they're working hard and trying to find, where their place is going to be next year. This Kansas City team, at least the other night anyway, seemed like the guys were really, working hard and trying to fight for a job.
Well, yeah, that's what they're doing. I mean, and by moving their last bet, it's just guys showing that they can play in the league, so they're going to compete hard. And really, it's kind of what our division has been. And that's one of the reasons that, Tulsa doesn't really have a very deep lineup when you look at their resumes of the guys of what, their leading scorer had 4 goals in college. I've said it before. They just work hard. They compete hard. And, that's why they're able to be in the position they're in. And same with Rapid City. They're the same boat. They've got a little bit more skill, but they work hard. And, some of their top players were 3rd, 4th line guys in college. And it's a constant battle for us to just play a competitive game and play a complete game.
With 3-3 and of course an early afternoon game on Sunday, do all 3 or do both goaltenders rotate this weekend? How's that work?
Yeah, well, Murat's playing tonight and Parasini's playing tomorrow night. So, we're not really in a rotation. We're in a competition to win. So I'm not, we're just Murat will play tonight, and I thought he had a pretty solid game, against Toledo. We had some big saves and didn't like the winning goal, but we had multiple mistakes on the winning goal before it ended up in the net. But yeah, I mean that's what we're doing tonight.
I love what we did at the deadline with McCauley. Just a great pickup and a guy who you love when he's here because he'll drop the gloves if you need him to drop the gloves, and he'll do whatever you need him to do. But looking around the league yesterday, who did you think helped their team at the deadline?
Well, unfortunately, we had teams in our division that were giving up players, and they were sending them out of the division. Graves went out of the division, and I think a lot of teams would have liked to have him, but there are certain teams that just won't trade with us, and they don't want their top player coming in. I was surprised, surprised but not surprised. I thought that Kansas City, was kind of holding out that they were going to, try to go on a run and grab a spot. But I thought obviously Florida gave up a lot to get, a leading score from a team. And I looked at our team. There were some guys available, but I looked at we have plenty of leading scorers.
Yeah.
We have guys that have led their teams in scoring and we have enough offense. We just need, like I said, we needed a guy. I mean, I tried to get Colby the day he went there. And I thought I was suspicious because I know Colby. I knew he would not want to go to a non-playoff team. And he was so pissed off at Boise for trading him. He just went home and his agent told everybody he wasn't playing. And, but like sometimes guys are heated. They go home, they're mad. And then, a week or two later, they missed the game. And Colby's got friends on our team. So it was a little bit easier, I think, for us to get him than other teams.
You've always had some great stories from your playing days. Today's April Fool's Day. Have you ever played a good prank on anybody on April 1?
Yeah, I used to joke. I mean, I don't really remember that, but I used to pull a lot of, we used to do all kinds of different things back in the day. And so I was, I think people that know me don't, they know I like to joke around when, try to keep things loose. And yeah, back in the playing days, I don't do it anymore because, what am I going to do? Play a prank on my wife. So, but it's a fun day, but right now during the hockey season, when you're coaching, they didn't really have time. I'm only looking at video and what we got to do to help win the game tonight.
Best prank ever pulled on me here in Allen was Garrett Clark super glued my dress shoes together. And I had to, and he called it shoe check. He said, Tommy, shoe check. And so I had to do the broadcast that night with my sneakers on, but hey, the prank was on me. It was good. And hats off to him.
Yeah, I talked to Garrett Clark the other night. I've always had a soft spot for Garrett. He's a glue guy, a good. I mean, he's kind of a knucklehead at times, and like Costello said, he's our knucklehead, and he was, even though he didn't play every game in the playoffs, he was a big factor of having a good locker room and guys having fun when they come to the rink.
Marty, happy April Fools! Thanks for doing this. Brought to you by Ellen's. Good luck.
Sure, thanks.